We have to become more intelligent at emotions. Now, here's the kicker. Nobody taught it to us in elementary school. Nobody taught it to us in middle school. Nobody taught it to us in high school. And, oh, well, they must have taught it to us in college. Yeah, no, they didn't teach us in college.
I think that transitions really well to the book Every Minute. So emotional mastery, I imagine, goes along with similar concepts that we were just talking about. But how would you define emotional mastery and what it means to give someone that extra competitive edge for dance sport?
Well, I feel like one of the things that is overlooked in mindset, and I would actually blame this on the marketing and business world, is that at a certain point, the successful people started pointing out that mindset was valuable, but then they got turned into mindset, and it's this again, it's a business skill you have to have. And I'm like, well, actually, everything kind of drills down to emotion. And I came to this from the back door, from dancers, and realizing that, hey, we were always bringing emotion. And if we didn't bring emotion, nobody wanted to watch us, and we weren't the relevant couple. We weren't the relevant dancer. And so bringing emotion to the floor, and authentic emotion, is so valuable. It is like, I can't even explain the difference between a dancer who is amazing and a dancer who is amazing that has emotional content. One will just knock the other one out of the door. I saw it in an amateur championship a few years back with a couple of couples, and one of them, they were both technically amazing, right? But the one couple that won, literally in the final, they were kind of neck and neck through the earlier rounds, but in the final, they stood next to each other, and the audience who was cheering for this other couple just kind of got deflated. It was like, oh, because the other couple just was so much more emotionally connected and authentic that the whole room knew it. They knew it in a heartbeat. They knew it in a half a second. And all of a sudden, the whole vibe towards the other couple just kind of went away. And it was clear that the other couple was supposed to win. And it came from the combination of not only the skills, of course, you have to have that, but you have to have that emotional content. So the core of it is emotions, and emotional mastery can only be attained through finding your emotional education and intelligence, because you can't have intelligence without education, and you can't have mastery without education and intelligence. So it's a process. So I like to teach that it's education, intelligence, mastery. Mastery is a journey. The other two are process along the way to learn how to get to that place where you can say, yeah, I am in emotional mastery. I'm not an emotional master, because that's not what we're not here to be at the end. We're here to be in the journey. And so we are going through the process of getting there. And that's the value, right? Is learning how to be educated about emotions, how to be intelligent about emotions. Now, all of that comes down to the idea that we are here to experience, and to experience is to have emotion. Without emotion, we are not experiencing. And that's why artists do what they do, because they want to have a feeling, they want to have an emotion, they want to have a connection. That's why we love looking at art. That's why you can run through the Hermitage in Russia, the famous museum of paintings, and a painting can stop you specifically in your tracks. Yeah. I was there once. They said, you have about a minute per painting if you wanted to see all of them. And if you do that, it'll take you about 2 months to get through. So yeah, we'll pick you up on the bus in about 2 hours. And we're like, what the heck? 2 hours? It'll take us 2 years to get through that at 1 minute per piece of art. Yeah. So we're like gliding through the Hermitage. And literally there were certain pieces of art that stopped me in my tracks. I don't know anything about art, but I do know that there was emotional content in it, and there was emotional feeling for me, maybe not for the person next to me, but for me. And as a dancer, we need to have that emotional content come out every single time we get on the floor, with no exception, because TATP, think about the people, not about yourself, about the people. And that's part of the contribution that we need to give as humans. It's part of our desire to give back, because it's connected to growth. And so we go into those moments. We need the emotional content. And in order to do that, we have to get more educated. We have to become more intelligent at emotions. Now, here's the kicker. Nobody taught it to us in elementary school. Nobody taught it to us in middle school. Nobody taught it to us in high school. And, oh, well, they must have taught it to us in college. Yeah, no, they didn't teach us in college. You know how we learned it? By breaking up with our boyfriend or girlfriend, by losing a job, getting fired, getting laid off, running out of money, going bankrupt, losing our business. That's how we learned emotional education and intelligence. That is like the worst school of hard knocks you could probably get. It's horrible, right? Why not teach it? This should be our number one subject in schools, and maybe someday I'll accomplish that goal, right? But it should be taught to our children. It should be taught to them, and it should be a mastery class through their entire education.
Yep.
The best school systems in the world, like in Finland, they moved to the top of the educated people list. They went from like some crazy number to like sixth in the world. And you ask their math teacher, what is their primary focus of teaching their kids? Their math teacher. Mm-hmm. And he says, teaching them how to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 + 2 = happy, not 4. Yeah. Right. And we're not teaching people that. We need to teach people that. And so I take advantage of that in dance through so many years leading up to it. As soon as I dug into personal development, and you know what? All of my dancers are happy.
Yep.
They may not win, they may not get to the final, or they may, because a lot of them have. But they're gonna understand their emotions, and they're gonna know how to do happy. They're gonna know how to do sad. They're gonna know how to do depressed when they want to. Because you should be allowed to be depressed if you want to. You just don't need to be stuck in it like a jail cell. It could be a passing storm.
Yep.